Hello, Darren. Um, I just got home from a birthday party that my brother and I attended, a friend of ours, and uh, had some steak, tried some Kraken spiced rum, and some Crystal Skull vodka. And then when we got home, I wanted to show my brother your first video because I thought it was, something to brag about. Hey, somebody actually got a webcam to talk to me. That's fucking awesome. So, yeah. After I showed him your video, I watched your latest video, your response to my response about why you believe in God. And let's see. In your video, you say that you have to be in the right state of mind for God to grant your wish. And even Jesus prayed that he wouldn't have to be nailed to the cross right before he got nailed to the cross. He was praying to God to, find some other way. And, it on some level, with my understanding of the Bible, that it seems really schizophrenic, like he's asking himself for a favor. But it does make me wonder, why can't God find some solution that doesn't require murdering someone? That wasn't nearly the first time that murder had occurred in the Bible, because God said that that's the way he wanted to do things. And I just figure that if he's all powerful and all loving, he can come up with a better way to do things than to kill people. He could just say, okay, from this point on, sins are forgiven. The bloodlust of the God of the Bible is just baffling to me. It doesn't really seem like God has a personality that's better than what I see in human beings. So anyway, you're telling me that you have to be in the right state of mind, and you can't be selfish when you're asking God for things. Now, to be clear, in my example of my sister's death and my cousin's death, I was an atheist at the time, and I was not praying at all. I watched other people pray. And I gave you the example of my stepmother praying over my sister's bedside for months to no avail. And I've got to wonder, are you saying that my stepmother had some selfish motive for my sister to be alive that kept her prayers from being answered? How selfish is it to not want to bury your own kid before you die? It does kind of seem like a need rather than a want to me. But my stepmother wasn't the only one that was praying. In fact, I've taken apart a picture frame that I take with me everywhere I go, even when I'm on the road. I stick a couple pictures in it, but this one right here is a picture of my sister before she died and her two daughters. And in the picture, my sister's wearing a wig because she had just undergone chemotherapy, but they all went to glamour shots because my sister knew she was going to die. And in this picture, you can see her youngest daughter, and she was 6 years old at the time, but she was praying. She had been going to a Catholic church for school. The school was part of the church, and my sister had become part of that Catholic community, in part to help raise her children. So both her children were praying, but in particular, I'm going to talk about this one because this one was a bit older at the time, and she's now on her own in college, which at that point, most parenting is done. But this one right here, she was 6 and praying for her mom to live. And how is that a selfish want and not a need when you were praying for $100 bill, so that you could pay a mover? Her life has been completely altered for the worse. Seriously. She's got no mom. Not to mention, on the same day that you prayed for $100, if the God that you believe in exists, then when he gave you $100, he was neglecting, thousands of starving people in Africa. But yay, you got $100. So that's how I feel about that. Let's see, your other questions. You wanted to know where I am currently living. I am staying in Colorado right now because my brother is going through a very horrible divorce, and I am here to help him out with that. And let's see, next question you had was if I was a Packers fan. And I gotta wonder if you're trolling me here, because I've made many videos that are far from me being a Packers fan. In fact, here, I'm gonna take this camera up and show you the tapestry on the wall above my office here. You see that? Does that say Packers? No, it does not. But you being in Texas, you'll probably like to know that my sister Diane, who's living in Wisconsin, had to put up with her husband, the Packers fan, being all overjoyed that his Packers won the Super Bowl in Dallas, and my sister is a Cowboys fan. So yeah, the last thought that I had that I wanted to share with you was about your statement of faith. You believe that the greatest difference between atheists and theists, Christians in particular, is that atheists don't have faith and Christians do, and that you can't make me believe. And I wonder, how do you define the word faith? Because for me, faith is blind faith. No matter how people try to adopt the word for other uses, to me it's always believing in something without having evidence for it. And I'm wondering if you're the kind of Christian that believes that God gives you this magic ability to ignore the fact that you have no evidence for his existence, and God gives you the ability to believe in him. Yeah, so that's my question. Look forward to your response, and let's keep this going.